Hello, everybody. How you doing? This is Dr. Morris Swigert signing in today. Today I have a very special guest talking about a very special topic, a very timely topic. My guest is Miss Yolanda Spivey. She's an insurance broker with Michael Whitney and Associates, an insurance company. And today's topic is very timely. It's very apropos. We hear about Hurricane Harvey, and we see the devastating and traumatic effects it has had on the communities and neighborhoods in Texas. We know that the economic sector of Houston is going to be devastated. The fuel. There's so many different areas that these natural disasters, these tornadoes, these hurricanes and earthquakes, things of that nature, they impact us in several ways. But oftentimes we don't think about the full implications. So I said, let me reach out to Yolanda because she can clear up a lot of things that we may have questions about and may not understand the full ramifications. So, Yolanda, how are you doing?
Hey, Dr. Samori, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Glad to have you on with your expertise.
Thank you. Glad to be here, man.
All right, so let's jump into it. Hurricane Harvey came, and we saw, you turn to CNN and all the different news networks, you see the devastating impact that Hurricane Harvey has exerted on Houston.
Yes.
And they're still cleaning up. And now we're bracing for, right now in Category 5, Hurricane Irma. I mean, she's coming right now. I think she's working her way through the Caribbean. It may reach landfall in Florida in a day or two, short time from now. But I said, people get life insurance, and, life insurance is supposed to provide some type of coverage or benefit for individuals that may be listed on your policy. And just kind of wonder, what happens to these policies, the beneficiaries, the children and wives and everybody that's listed on the policies during these type of natural disasters? Is the policy canceled? Does it pay out? Can it get more? Or, so just fill us in. A lot of people may not understand what to do or how this plays out.
Right. So as far as the policy itself, nothing happens. The policy stays in place. If you had your policy before a natural disaster hit, the insurance company is not going to come back and try to rescind it or take it away or anything like that. It stays in place, okay? Because after all, it's life insurance, okay? The only time anything should change is if someone loses their life, okay? If someone loses their life, that's when the beneficiary will receive funds for that loss of life. So, yeah, nothing happens during a natural disaster if your life insurance policy is already in place. Yeah.
Now, there are probably like a lot of people that, they saw what happened in Katrina years ago. They saw what happened in Hurricane Harvey in Texas, and now they hear about Hurricane Irma coming through the Caribbean, and Anguilla, the British Virgin Islands, and all of that, and probably heading towards Florida. And then, the meteorologists are not sure which direction it's going to cut. They're not sure if it's going to cut to the northeast or over the land mass. It's like 400 miles, they say, in diameter.
Right.
But, people may say, look, well, you know what? It is now, it's Wednesday. It hasn't touched Florida yet. I want to go ahead and get me a policy. Like, can people do that? I mean, like, it's technically it's not illegal, but can people do that, or will insurance companies really?
Yeah, what happens? They can try, brother, but it's not getting done. Let me explain why.
Okay, yeah, great.
Usually when insurance companies, because you have to understand, they're all about being proactive to disasters occurring, okay? So if they hear of a disaster about to hit a certain area, they will suspend underwriting or suspend binding authority to insurance agents such as myself from writing any type of new business in that area. So we cannot write anything. And if we try to, they won't honor the contract at all. So if I write you like a rent, like for instance, I had 15 clients call me today, my brother, and ask about renters insurance, ask about flood insurance. And I'm like, well, you live in Florida, there's nothing that we can do. Or you live in Houston, and I'm sorry, there's really nothing that we can do. And the reason why is because the insurance carriers, they suspended my writing ability to produce policies in that certain area or that state. So basically, I hate to use the term, but they was asked out. They couldn't do anything. So, yeah, the insurance companies are hip. They will not allow anyone to write business or obtain a policy in those areas. So you have to see. This is why it's important to be prepared. Okay, that no one knows when a disaster is going to hit, but having a policy in place is like the most smartest thing that anybody can ever do. Make sure that all your things are covered. Make sure that your family's protected. And the same thing with life insurance. They will suspend writing authority in those states if, for life insurance, if you try to take out a life policy on your loved ones or yourself because you don't know what's going to happen during a natural disaster, that contract is not going to be honored at all. So you just might as well just wait until the disaster clears out and then set yourself up again. But, hey, before the disaster strikes, be prepared. And not 5 days before prepared. I'm talking about, 5 months before prepared. Yeah.
Right.
So.
I want to ask you another question. Now, for people that have life insurance, you don't. Nobody knows how they're going to die unless they're actually trying to commit suicide.
Right.
But when you get your life insurance policy, is there such thing for personal property? You have natural disaster coverage and things like that. But is there a natural disaster clause in these life insurance policies? Or, I remember you telling me something about you can double up on something. How does that work?
Right. Yeah, that's a good question. Normally, no. There is no clause for a natural disaster because if you lose your life, no matter how you lose your life, your beneficiaries will get covered or get the benefits from that policy. Now, there are extra incentives that you can put on the policy, or endorsements is what they're called. For instance, you can add an accident or dismemberment endorsement, and I'm pretty sure like a hurricane will be classified as an accident. So if you put that endorsement on the policy, you pay like a couple of cents extra. It's not that much, but your beneficiaries will be able to get a little bit extra on that policy. Whatever is stipulated on a policy, it could be, in addition to the death benefit, which is $100,000, your beneficiaries will get $25,000 extra because you died in an accident, or they'll get $50,000 extra because you died in an accident. Whatever is set up on that policy, yes, you can get a little extra incentive if you put certain endorsements on the policy.
Okay. Last question I want to ask. How, and I know this is probably just purely your opinion, how do you think the insurance, these like hurricanes and things like this, are these good for insurance companies or not? Because I'm thinking that they got to pay out to a lot of victims or let me say not victims. Well, they are victims, but policyholders that have experienced severe losses and damages in these type of natural disasters. If they have coverage that protects them, I'm assuming they're going to be paying out millions upon millions of dollars. So these have to be kind of financially devastating to the companies in the short term. But I'm also thinking in the long term, it incentivizes people that don't have insurance to say, you know what, I saw what happened in Katrina. I saw what happened with Hurricane Andrew. I saw what happened to Hurricane Harvey. And I saw what happened to Hurricane Irma. You know what? I'm not going to gamble with this and play around. Let me go ahead and get this life insurance policy and make sure it has all the bells, whistles, and trinkets to make sure that I'm covered and protected and my family has some type of, coverage or that they will be a covered beneficiary in case of my death during a natural disaster. So how do you think? Do you think the insurance companies, will they be at a loss or will they be at a gain, or it's a short-term, long-term gain?
Well, actually, I will say both. They're going to be at a loss and a gain, and I'll explain why. So, of course, as you stated, them filing, people filing claims and all this other good stuff, the insurance company is going to lose money, okay? But they should have enough money banked up to pay for those claims unless they cannot operate. That's number one. So, yes, they will lose money, and it sometimes cripple companies and bankrupts them. Like, for instance, State Farm, I believe in New York or New Jersey, it was New Jersey, they pulled out of the state after we had, like, some type of tornado hit over here. They just could not pay for all the claims, so therefore they refused to write any extra policies in this state, okay? So, yes, it can cripple a company. But on the flip side of it, just like you mentioned, more people are going to be buying insurance after a natural disaster hit. And also, what the insurance carriers do, which is what I hate, but this is what they do, is they go to the government and they ask for, or that particular state, and they ask for, a rise in premiums. So this is how they're recouping their money. They're going to raise everybody's premium, or maybe tack on some type of hurricane endorsement on your policy, and now you have to pay like an extra $150 on your policy. So this is their way of recouping and gaining back, and also making money on top of it for each and every new person, and also each and every policy holder that they currently have. So it's both. They're going to do both. They're going to lose and gain.
Wow. Well, I definitely thank you for that that information, that insider information, that business insider information. Let people know once again your website, where they can reach you, and what you have, what services you have to offer before we sign out.
Yes. So my peoples, I offer every service under the book. If you need homeowners, renters, if you need life, if you need help, if you need business, if you need advice, give me a call, because a lot of people call me you can email me for advice as well, too. But please go to my website. It's you can either use theblackInsuranceNetwork.com, theblackInsuranceNetwork.com, or www.m, as in Mary, Whitney.com. mwhitney.com. And there will, on the last page of that website, there's a form that you can fill out to contact me. Yes.
All right. Sounds good. Well, we thank you for your time, and hopefully this was to some edification and education of the people that are listening. So we're going to sign out. But once again, everybody, thank you for your time, and we thank our guest, Miss Yolanda Spivey of Michael Whitney and Associates.